Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revival of America podcast. This is Jenny. I'm the owner and the host of the Revival of America. Today we have Kerri Kasem in the house, everybody, with Facem Beauty. She's going to be coming in here talking more about her all-natural skincare line, and then also she is partnered up with Rick Anson. He is the president and the co-owner of Brain IQ Health, which is another all-natural product, more on the supplement end of it, everybody. So uh, I'm teaming up with people, everybody, that are bringing you natural products, because this is the wave of the future. This was always a goal of mine at the Revival of America, is to bring in people to tell their, like John from Anti-Aging, Pain to Purpose story, their journey, what happened to them, how they got to where they are and created their all natural product, or like John, frequencies and technologies. So Kerri's Pain to Purpose was she had Lyme disease. You guys know her father, her famous father, Kerri Kasem, and she created her all natural skincare. And this gentleman, he's created all natural. They're like gummies for pain, for NDA, the people that are on semaglutide or Ozempic. It's an all natural form of it. So I'm bringing this information to you guys so you guys have options of just the regular pharmaceutical crap. And this Rick, he has worked with the pharmaceutical companies, making those unfortunate drugs. But now for the last few years, he's been creating all natural, basically kind of using their stuff and turning it, not necessarily their stuff, but he's gonna tell his journey and his story. He's gonna come in today about the last 20 minutes of Kerri's show. We're gonna introduce you to him, and then he'll be back next Wednesday, have his own full hour of the show, so you guys can come in and ask the questions that you may have for him. So Kerri's gonna do her show today too, but we wanted to introduce you guys to this because they've again provided a link for my audience, for those of you that are interested in checking out his stuff, that they've created a link for us as well with a discount for you guys. So if you guys have questions for Kerri, please feel free to start raising your hands. There's not a lot of you in here right now, but raise your hands, and I will at some point unmute your mic and you can ask your questions to Kerri or Rick when he does come on. Also, to everybody, if you come in late to the podcast or want to share the podcast, you can share it from the podcast hosts, which are iHeartRadio or any of the social medias, by the way. I put them everywhere. So the podcast hosts are iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, Breaker, PocketCast, Riverside, Podbean, Amazon Music. Social medias are Jenny JERREAD Facebook, at Jenny_JERREAD X, at JJERREAD Rumble, at JJERREAD Instagram, at JJERREAD True Social, the Revival of America right here on Telegram, the Revival of America on YouTube, and then at the official JJERREAD over on TikTok, which I'm not very good at. But also to everybody, I want to let you know there's been a bit of a challenge between uploading the Telegram show when I do the recording here in Telegram over to Rumble. And I think this is why maybe some people aren't able to hear it, or it might be your settings on your TV, your iPad, your phone, your computer, whatever it may be, because anytime I go back in to listen to it, I can hear it fine on my computer and on my phone. But if that is you and that happens to you, go over to my YouTube page, The Revival of America, and you can listen to it fine over there or any of these other locations. The podcast host is on, I'm everywhere, everybody. So you can find me on the podcast host that I just announced, or YouTube, Rumble. That's where the podcasts do play. So if you have that problem, please check it out over in those other areas. Also, too, if you have a story or a journey to tell, please, everybody, reach out to me at troasubmissions@yahoo.com. We'll vet your story, and then we'll get in contact with you if we believe it's legit, because unfortunately, guys, we do have those people that want to be shysters and try to make up some kind of BS story just to get on a show. So it's unfortunate, and I apologize for that, but that's just kind of how we do it. But remember, it's going to be your voice that's going to tell your story. I think some people write in and give me their whole story, which I appreciate. Great stories, amazing stories. But I would really like you guys to tell the story with your voice, because it's more authentic and it's more legitimate. You guys went through it, so you can tell it better than I could, right? You want to just hear me reading somebody's email to me like I'm being scripted, right? Because this is not a scripted show. This is straight up real raw talk. I don't edit. I don't do any of that. So it's your voice, and that's how it's going to be more authentic. So please, again, I highly encourage all of you guys, if you have a journey and a story, story, please don't be afraid. It's time to use your voice because it's your voice, your story that's going to help change this world, this new world that we're coming into. Also, if you have a question for me or you would like to get in contact with John and his staff, please reach out to me at therevivalofamerica@yahoo.com. I'll get you in touch with John and his staff right away, or I will respond to your email as soon as I can. Bear with me. I do have a day gig. I do run a business here also. So it takes me a little bit, but I will get back in touch with you. Also, I think that's it. Also, too, everybody, please be careful who you listen to and who you follow. It's spicy out there and it's getting more intense as these days and weeks go. So just be careful because a lot of these podcasters, fake influencers, whatever you want to call them, they're getting thrown out. They're getting thrown to thrown out there under the bus, guys. They're getting called out. So, and this is a good thing, but this is going to make you guys realize who you guys should and shouldn't follow, right? And really pay attention to the consistency of what they say and, just not all the lies that they're putting out there about Trump. Be careful of those people, guys. So just be careful, protect your mind. And with that, I'm not going to take much longer because I know Kerri's in the house, but she's here today, everybody. So if you guys have questions for Kerri, I'm going to have her kind of talk a little bit more about her story for those of you that are new here or weren't here last week when she was here. But I want to welcome Kerri. How are you, Kerri?
Oh, let's see. There we go. I'm unmuted. I'm great, Jenny.
Oh my goodness.
It-
So it's been a minute. So what's happened in the last, I think it's been about a week and a half since we
yeah,
talked.
yes. Thanks for having me back on. It was such a great time last week, and you have incredible listeners. And I even got some emails, and it's been really wonderful. So thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. And everybody here, Kerri's going to be coming on, weekly. That's what we're planning. But obviously, she's got a schedule to a date thing that she's doing, as I do. So, but our plan is to get her on here weekly. So if you guys have questions for her or you want to know, because again, like I said, the natural is that's the way of the future. And that's what I want to try to bring on and showcase here on the show as well. So Kerri, why don't you tell a little bit about your story to the audience that maybe haven't heard it yet. You kind of like your maybe pain to purpose, how you got into the
Sure.
beauty industry.
Yeah, I mean, because I have so many stories. I mean, like when people say tell your story, it's like which one? The one with my father, the one about, my horses, the one I have so many beautiful stories and, tragic to positive. And I guess you could say that was what happened with me when I got Lyme disease in 2007 and just on this downward spiral with my health that made me so sick and brought on horrible exhaustion, skin rashes, skin sensitivity, sexual dysfunction. My eyesight was it was either blurry or like foggy. I had light sensitivity, headaches, hair loss. It was just horrible. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse till I started losing my memory. But the brain fog was horrific. And nobody could tell me what it was. I got misdiagnosed several times from lupus to MS, to hormonal issues, vitamin deficiencies. I mean, there was just so many, gut issues. Whatever it was just wrong. And sometimes I would get, put on something like IVs that made me feel better for a little bit, and then you crash again, or ozone, and then you crash again, or whatever, I was put on. I had so many different types of fixes that didn't work. And I did oxygen therapy, which really, really helped. And it's a different kind of oxygen. It's called Cocoon. It's like that old movie, Cocoon. I think Wilford Brimley was in it, and all the old people that got into got into the swimming pool. Yeah, and they got revived. The Dr. Lyons named it after that film, and it really is. It's a liquid oxygen. It looks just like water, but you lay in it, it's highly pressurized oxygen. That brought me back to the living. And then I found biomagnetic therapy, which actually cured my Lyme disease. And in doing that, and in the 11 years, I got off of sugar, I got off of gluten, I got off of soy, and I just did everything I could to get off of non-toxic stuff, and as much as I could. And then I realized how much the beauty industry is filled with toxins, like so many poisonous toxins that we're putting right on our skin, which is our biggest organ. And it went, just went right into my body. And I just I wasn't aware. I guess when you don't know, you're not aware, you can't do anything about it. And I just started really doing my homework and what could make me feel better, what's going to heal this. And yeah, I got all my stuff. There's a few things I still have makeup wise that are not great, but I've tried to do everything, including my tanner, as organic and non-toxic. But the the anti-aging cream that I created was, I guess there's two reasons, maybe three, but one of them was I was always giving advice because I'm 53 years old and I don't look it, and I'm constantly being told that, and I give advice daily to celebrities or just people who want to look better. Um, and I kept giving, I kept telling people to buy other products. And I had a guy tell me, well, you're making other people rich. Why don't you make your own? And about, yeah, he said that. And I'm like, gosh, that's true, right? So about 4 years ago, maybe a little more, I started working on it with a chemist named Angie Chacon, and she's a master formulator. And we started working on the cream because I wanted, there were so many things I wanted in it because I was sick of having so many serums, this massive routine, right? Like this nightly routine, this morning routine. And I said, I want everything that I have used in the past 25 years to be in this. So it works that way. But I also want it to be an under makeup primer. I don't want it to be oily. So when makeup goes on, you're not shiny. But I want it to be super hydrating. So she listened to me and she started formulating this amazing cream, this non toxic anti aging cream. And we put in an ingredient that nobody has right now, at least I haven't seen it and I've looked, is serotonin. Serotonin plumps up your skin immediately and it hydrates. And the longer you use it, the more your skin is hydrated. But people tell me all the time, oh, I use it. And it's like immediate. My skin looks better. Maybe I'm going crazy. I said, no, that's the serotonin. But then over the weeks and months, you have CoQ10, you have vitamin C, there's aloe, there's algae, right? It tightens your skin immediately. And over time and with use, your texture looks better. But what was so brilliant about Angie and her formulating for me is it was completely non-toxic, completely like clean ingredients. And so it's just it started this last year winning awards and getting into really big VIP bags like the Dave Asprey conference, and then we were just in last month the Modern Day Wife VIP bag. We won an award from Bloomberg for being world's greatest. And then we had another award from Skin Anarchy as best new anti-aging cream for 2024. So I'm really proud of it. It's taken years to get here, but it's now really taking off, and I just I absolutely love it. But that's really the story, you know, that created that. But I could definitely answer questions about my Lyme disease and what, and how horrible it was, and the hypoxia, which is not getting enough oxygen to our cells. And hypoxia is really the basis for all uh, diseases. And when you don't have that oxygen in your cells, I mean, the worst of the worst is it can kill you, and the pretty bad ones, it gives you horrible diseases. And that's what the oxygen baths, it really brought me out of hypoxia and out of pain and got my head working again. And it really saved me. But when I would leave the oxygen therapy, the symptoms would come in, and I knew I hadn't killed the Lyme disease yet. And that's where the biomagnetic therapy came in. And within 6 to 8 months, going once a week for an hour, my Lyme was gone.
Wow. And
Yeah.
can you talk a little bit more about the cocoon, the oxygen therapy, and how that works within somebody's, obviously their body?
Sure. It's not an easy or long process. It's a beautiful process because the water feels so good, but have that. And I moved to Las Vegas, even though there were baths in Los Angeles. It was downtown Los Angeles, and I just wanted a place where I could feel very at peace and bring my friends. So I rented an Airbnb and I brought a bunch of people who were sick as well, and we all went to this place in Vegas. And you get in something, it's a bathtub, and it looks just like water, but they pour it once for you. You're in there for an hour and it stays warm the entire time. It does not cool down like water. It's very interesting. And if you were to put your head under, it goes right up your nose and in your ears. It's just very, very highly pressurized. And if you were wearing an oximeter, the oxygen meter, you see your oxygen rising. It's pretty amazing. And if you look at this water with a microscope, you can see all of the oxygen in it, and the oxygen literally like the bubbles all on your skin. It's a very interesting process. A man named Dr. Lyons, Dr. Robert Lyons created it. He's from Hungary, and he has a huge facility in Hungary. And there's facilities, I think, in Singapore, Malaysia, England, and there's bathtubs here in Clearwater, Florida, as well. Several of the doctors have them here in their offices, and there's a spa that's coming in too with several baths. But this process is 3 baths a day, and that's 2 weeks on, 10 days off, 2 weeks on, 10 days off, 2 weeks on. That is one full cycle. I did that for 9 months. So it was a long process. Um, but it saved me. I mean, within just a month of doing it, I was like back to the living. But I'd leave for a few weeks and not have the oxygen baths, and my symptoms were creeping back in. Not all of them, but many of them. So, but it's incredible. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. It's K-A, it's spelled very weird, Kaqun, and it's pronounced cocoon. So if you look up cocoon oxygen water, there's drinking water that they sell. This helped people with COVID. So people that knew about this oxygen water, they would drink it and they could breathe again. This helps people with COPD. This helps people with asthma. It's incredible. The bottles are not very cheap, but they work. So you can do 1 bottle a day, and you do I don't know, about a cup every 2 to 3 hours, and it keeps the oxygen level in your body very high.
Wow. Okay. So that was my question. So it helps with other things such as COPD,
Yes.
asthma. What about things like, I hate, because knowing what I know now, and dealing with John and talking with John and just the research I've done, all these big medical words, cancer, leukemia, we know where all that came from, the
Yeah.
Rockefellers, right? We
Sure.
know that
Sure.
candida's, real candida is, that's what cancer really is. But
Yep.
the big C word. Okay, so can this help people that have different types of the big C word that they want to call it, or like leukemia?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't say anything except I've seen people go in there with stage 4 and come out, reversed. And I don't even use the word cure, heal, this and that. I mean, it's unbelievable what they have done. But yes, yes, of course, it does. People go there when they have the big C, absolutely. Um, and they do the biomagnetic chairs, and things get reversed. I'm talking stage 4 plus hospice that I've seen on the
Wow.
magnets. Yeah, get reversed. And time and time and time again, right? So, but you can't go out and say it. We can't promote that. We can't say anything. Like it's like it's yeah, the Rockefellers own those words, right? Heal and cure and all that. You can't really use them. But what I've seen is I've seen things reversed that shouldn't have been.
Wow, that's awesome. So see, everybody, there's always like a story, like a pain and purpose, right? Where Carrie's coming from with her skincare line. So she's talked about her Lyme disease. And if you guys have any questions for Carrie, please feel free to raise your hand, because she's going to be introducing somebody here in a little bit that she's teamed up with. That's, again, like I told you in the beginning of the show, all natural products. But it's right in line with what she's doing and what we're all trying to do. We're trying to get to the all natural side of this, right? What Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing. So, and I'm actually seeing in the stores, because I read the labels, I'm seeing a lot of our new food coming in there. So I'm seeing a lot of coconut oil as ingredients, none of this crap that they've been putting in there for so long. So pay attention, everybody, to your food levels, food labels, because that's super exciting to see a new product being surfaced into our grocery stores. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for Kerri, please feel free to raise your hand. I will unmute your mic. But Kerri, so you're talking about the cocoon. You want to maybe talk a little bit too about before Rick gets in here, but talk a little bit about, because it kind of goes right in line with what you're doing with your skincare, all natural stuff. Do we talk a little bit about that?
Yes, it is. It's all a part of it. It's all a part of healing is like you said with food and getting the seed oils out of the food. I cannot tell you how deadly the seed oils are. The vegetable oil, the canola oil, the grapeseed, the sunflower. Get off of that. If it's literally eating our brains away, it's giving us massive brain fog, exhaustion. It's destroying our arteries and our heart and our gut. And with seed oils, canola. I love this heart healthy. It was the exact opposite of what it did. It got everybody off of the Mediterranean diet, the oil, the olive oil that was so and is so healthy for us. Coconut oil, which can reverse Alzheimer's. Well, coconut oil, a woman named Dr. Mary Newport reversed her husband's Alzheimer's. He was like a devastating level of Alzheimer's. He shuffled, he couldn't drive, he couldn't read, a hard time talking, like couldn't remember anything, just gone. And she brought him back with feeding him every 2 to 3 hours a scoop of coconut oil before MCT oil was out. MCT oil now you can use that; it's a lot stronger. Brought him all the way back. He wrote a book about what it was like to have Alzheimer's. So they've written, I think she's written 5 books. So if you have anyone that has Alzheimer's, please, please, please look up Dr. Mary Newport. I actually interviewed her on my podcast that I did last year's Rock Sugar Magic. You can find that. I'm changing the name to the Kerri Kasem podcast, but it's on Rock Sugar Magic. It's on Spotify. I did put it up on YouTube, but Spotify is where I like you guys to listen because I get more counts there. But you can also find Dr. Mary Newport on YouTube. Just look her up. And I can actually send you, Jenny, a little video. It's a short video of her being interviewed on the news with him and them
Oh,
talking
that'd be
about,
great.
yeah, how she reversed his Alzheimer's. But it can be reversed. There's another guy named Dr. Dale Bredesen out of UCLA that reverses Alzheimer's as well. He does it through diet. But coconut oil, coconut oil, coconut oil. And even if they won't get off the sugar, even if they won't get off the processed crap, this will help. So it's I wish this we could talk about this openly, and it's getting better. Thank God for RFK Jr. Thank God for him. Um, but my this is in alignment with what you put on your face, your skin, your body, and that needs to be a food supplement too. Why? Because it's going right into your skin, into your blood system. Like it's in your body. Like what I said again is the skin is the biggest organ on us. So we have to be careful what we put on it. No sunscreen that's not 100% mineral and non-toxic. I do believe that that's what's giving us the skin cancer, not being in the sun too. When we're all, so afraid of the sun, they've made olive oil bad, which is so good for you. They've made the sun bad, which is so good for you. And the vitamin D that we need 20 minutes a day is so necessary. Um, and they even say wearing sunglasses tells your body that it's not sunny out. So your melanin is not you're not making enough melanin to shield you from the sun. So there's just a lot of falsities and myths that we've been told. And I was, I didn't know this until I got sick. So I want to tell this to people so they can do this now before they get sick. And I know your audience is very well versed in health and wellness, but those are a couple things that the seed oils that I have done that have changed my life around, my brain around, my gut. Um, and so that just falls right in line with the non-toxic skin products as well, and food for your face, food for your skin. A lot of my crepey skin, just from using it, I do use my cream on my body, and my chest is plumper, it looks better, my skin on my arms are getting better. So it can be used for crepey skin, for dry skin, older skin, and just the reviews on my the face alone has been phenomenal, from people in their 20s saying it immediately gets rid of my redness. If you put it on your hands and you have red hands, it immediately takes the red away. That's how I'll go to a conference and sell it just on somebody's hand. They'll buy it right away. To people in their 80s and say my skin looks better now than ever. And I love that. That to me, when you have somebody in their 70s and their 80s consistently buying your cream, or afraid that it's not going to be made, so they're buying 6 or 7 bottles at a time because they don't want it to go away. That says a lot. Yeah, I love that. They're so cute. But
So real
yeah.
Real quickly, everybody, and then Kerri, you can kind of go. I don't think you told the ingredients yet of your skincare, but everybody, her website is on the wall. If you look on the wall, she's created a code for all of you guys, my audience. If you guys want to purchase the face cream, like she said, you can use it for your body, you can use it for your face. It's an all over non-toxic cream. So the link is on the wall for her website as well as the code. So please check it out, because I'm telling you, I think you're going to be very, very pleased. And Kerri, can you maybe let the audience know what your ingredients are in that? Because I was pretty impressed when you said that on the last show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't have it up, but I can go to I can actually go and name some of it. Um, but it's right there. If you do go to facembeauty .com, you can see I put up the ingredients right there underneath the product. You can see every single thing I use. It's also made in a lab. Stream to Sea. Stream to Sea is a non-toxic uh, company. They do a lot of sun products, so sunscreen, um, stuff for your lips, for your hair. It's all reef safe and non-toxic. And to even get made in that lab, they don't care what the rules are. Like, okay, not only do you have to be non-toxic as a standard, it has to be a clean product, then they come in and say, we even though this is non-toxic, it's bordering, so we won't allow you to mix with this or this preservative or that. They're very, very strict. So I have my product being made there, and it's just a very ethical lab. And Autumn Blum, who created it and runs it, is a scuba diver, professional scuba diver, and she was just seeing how the reefs were being ruined, and all the trash in our ocean. So she made a completely non-toxic line. And if you're in the ocean, in the lakes, if you want something completely non-toxic, Stream to Sea is a phenomenal line for that. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. It's a very ethical product. It's winning, like I said, all these anti-aging awards. We're getting into major VIP bags with celebrities, and it's finally, like, this year has been really taking off. And it's usually $149, but Jenny, you know that we give an amazing discount for 89.
Yeah,
And if they use that code. If you don't, then you won't get the the,
yeah.
the
The code's
discount.
on the wall, everybody.
Yeah, please use that link so you get your discount. And I also stand behind it. If you don't love it, if you're not satisfied, send it back. I will give you your money back. But that doesn't happen very often because people love it. They usually buy a second or a third or fourth, and they're buying it. They're buying a bunch because they want to use it for all over their body. And you don't need much. It's very, very thick. It's very thick. You do not need much. Some people even cut it with a little bit of some other cream because if they have very sensitive skin. So it's very funny. I have one lady who said the only thing she can do is use Cetaphil on her face, and that's it, which I think is junk. But that's the only thing that doesn't make her face red or break out or anything. And everything she's tried has destroyed her skin. And she said, "You're the first product I've put on my face that makes my skin look better." And this woman has beautiful skin to begin with, but she's starting to get, she's starting to see a little bit of age. She looks stunning, but she's like, "I want something that works." And she was one of the ones that got very scared and bought a bunch of creams thinking, "Oh no, if this isn't around anymore, I'll never be able to find anything again." So yeah, it really works well. Very few people are sensitive to it.
So let me ask you this, because I know I've had questions. People have asked me about certain creams or whatever with like the dark circles, because you're seeing a lot of people come out with a lot of the stuff for underneath the eyes, whether it be for the puffiness, the real puffiness, the dark circles, uh, wrinkles. Obviously, yours I'm sure works really well on that. But can you
Yes.
talk about that with your product?
I mean, you can use it under the eyes. I am formulating an eye cream, but it does go right under the eyes. It's under the eyes, it's on the neck, you can use it on your chest, and it does help with discoloration. It helps with tightening. It helps with pores, texture. So it does all of that, and it was made. It's called the One because you only need one. It has the serums in it already. It has the calming. It has the skin tightening. It has everything. And like I said before, you can wear it under makeup. You can use it as a primer, as a makeup primer. People love that. So you don't have to put that junk on your face, the primer that's made with silicones and toxic stuff. Just use the cream. It works beautifully. So you can use it morning and night. You can use it once a day. Yeah. If they, is that what you asked me?
Yeah, because you're seeing a lot of these like little infomercials that people are doing for like the under eye stuff and
Yes.
the puffiness, the crepiness, or the wrinkles, whatever. So I was just curious. Obviously, it's called the One for a reason. It works with anything, even your whole body.
That's right. And for puffiness under the eyes, get off of table salt, get off of the iodized salt, get off of that. That's going to, if you have any issues with carrying water weight, whether it's in your ankles, under your eyes, in your face, get off of the regular salt and get on to mineral sea salt. Very important. If you can't find the mineral sea salt, it's expensive. Get on Celtic or Celtic salt. People call it both. That is very important. Do not get Himalayan sea salt from China. Please look for that. Do not get that. If it's made in China, do not get it. But even if you have the Himalayan sea salt, that's okay as long as it doesn't come from China. But the Celtic or Celtic sea salt is the best. My cousin is here with me in Florida, and I have my health and wellness center here. And she's always had issues with really holding on to water weight, taking diuretics. Well, she's off the diuretics. She's on more salt than she's ever been on, but it's the correct mineral salt because we put it with potassium as well, which is a complete electrolyte. So if you're balancing your salt and the correct salt with your potassium, you're not going to be holding that water weight. The eye bags are going to disappear. Look at the food that you're putting in your body. If you're eating stuff with that terrible salt, make sure it has sea salt. Many of the products are. If you are, hopefully you're not, but if you're microwaving food, make sure you're getting Amy's, like organic food or the organic and it made with sea salt. There is so many things now are putting the correct salt in there and not the terrible salt that can harm your health. People are now on so many different kinds of, oh man, the fat from your brain, which we desperately need that cholesterol for our brain to work. Look how much dementia is out there. We're taking away the things our brain needs, the olive oils, the butters, if you're vegan, you can use the olive oils, but you have to have, your brain is dying for that fat. We need it. And the statins are destroying us. So that, and then the salt, which we desperately need as well. We are 98% water. We need the salt to hold it in there. We can't, people are off the salts, they're off the fats, and they're sicker than ever. So it's very important that you do understand that. Dr. Berg talks about it. So if you want to go and look up Dr. Berg on YouTube, he's got millions and millions and millions of subscribers, and he was huge on YouTube. I mean, millions of views. And YouTube has started because he's really telling the truth about health, and really he can fix a lot of issues that he actually fixed my menopause. I looked up Dr. Berg, Dr. Eric Berg on YouTube, and I just put in menopause. And he said, get off all caffeine, even though now I'm back a little on it, but get off caffeine. I'm off coffee caffeine and get on borage or borage oil. They say it both ways. Borage. I say for people, for women to remember, just think rage, because that's like sometimes what you go in when you're having PMS or menopause. So borage oil. And you take a teaspoon or a tablespoon every day. I was dealing with menopause that was so bad. My arms hurt, my shoulders hurt, my elbows hurt. And nobody tells you this in menopause. Nobody tells you that you're going to go kind of crazy and feel like just angsty and upset, or have this anxiety that hits you at night. I was just in this new relationship when menopause hit me, and I said, oh gosh, I get out of Lyme disease. I have 2 years of great health, and now I have this, and I'm just like losing my mind. Hot flashes every 20 minutes. I got on bioidentical hormones. It helped for a little bit, and then that stopped working. I got off the caffeine, I started taking borage oil. I am 100% menopause symptom free. The only issue I have, and it's much better, is the sleep at night. If I do drink a little caffeine, which in green tea or something like that, that will that will mess up my sleep. But if I'm off of the green tea or anything and I'm taking my borage oil, zero menopause symptoms. It saved my life. So if you want to look up something that's natural, Dr. Eric Berg is amazing. You just put in what you want to handle, Dr. Eric Berg, and he has a video for it.
Thank you, Kerri. That's awesome. And everybody, I'm going to give you, it's facembeauty.com and the code is ROA89. So please be sure if you're going to check out her product, use that code. Again, it's facembeauty.com, code ROA89. And I think you're going to be very, very pleased. So many of my audience members have already purchased her stuff and received it. And I have received several emails giving me wonderful thumbs up. I've been meaning to tell you that, Kerri.
Oh,
So
thank you.
yes, they're ditching their stuff, and they since they bought her stuff, they really love it. They've gotten rid of their other stuff. So I highly recommend it, and goes right along with Rick. Rick just entered the room, Kerri. So
Yeah.
you guys. We're gonna, if you guys have questions for Kerri or Rick, we're gonna let Rick talk here for a little bit. Goes right along with what Kerri's talking
Yep.
about. Another individual that her and I have partnered up with to bring you guys the all natural stuff. So, Kerri, why don't you go ahead and introduce Mr. Rick?
Yes, Rick Anson is a nutritional food scientist, and I met him at the Dave Asprey conference, and he had these brain IQ cognitive gummies, and not when I say gummies, it's like it's not THC or any kind of. And he has that line, but this is not that. This helped me with my brain fog immensely. I took four of these little candies, and I'm like, what? It was better and faster than any of the vitamins I've been taking. And I do a lot for my brain, a lot, because it was so damaged with the Lyme disease. And so he gave me that, and I'm like, what else do you have? And then I heard him speak with Dr. Fab Mancini, who's his partner. Dr. Fab Mancini is the guy who, when Dr. Phil couldn't find a cure for what he was going through, Fab Mancini handled that and fixed him. And he's written many books, and he partnered with Rick. And Rick's just started talking about the products he had, and I was blown away, blown away. I have many friends who are on the GLP-1s, the shots, like the semaglutides, the Manjaros, the Ozempics, the Trizepatides, all this. And they've lost a lot of weight, but they don't know how to get off it, because every time they do, they gain the weight back. Or there can be really dangerous side effects to these. So Rick came up with the answer, the healthy alternative, the no side effect answer to these shots. And I'm going to actually bring Rick in, because he is just such an incredible speaker. Food scientist, Rick Anson. Rick, say hi. You got to unmute yourself too.
The blue button.
Yeah. When I was on first, I was like, I couldn't get myself on. Yeah, you have to tap unmute.
See the blue button on your screen, Rick? Tap that blue button.
All right. It's on the bottom, and it says, and it's a little speaker thing. It's blue. You just tap it. Let's see. I don't know if he can. I'm hoping he can hear us, because I remember last time I got on, I couldn't hear you guys. Let me
Oh
see.
no! Can you hear us, Rick?
I don't know, Rick. Here, I'm gonna text him. Rick, can you hear us? I can start talking, but
That's weird.
can you hear us? Oh, he says yes. He says yes. Okay, so Rick says
Can-
yes, but he can't unmute himself. So you can try.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know if he can't find it or he doesn't see it, but he's definitely on.
Ask him if he sees the blue button.
Okay, do you see the little blue button? It's on the bottom, and it says unmute. It actually says unmute on there. Okay, he says, give me a second. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit more about him. He's got this amazing product line. So I used to take NAD shots. NAD is really great for you, and it's like a wonderful food for your, at a cellular level. But it would make me tired. Where other people, they'd feel phenomenal, they'd feel great, it would detox their cells. I would be exhausted. And I did this a few years ago, the injections of NAD, and I just stopped because it was just, I stopped back then. And then when Rick gave me his NAD little gummies, these candies, it has all these other things in it. I thought, oh, this is great. There's no way that this NAD candy is going to, and I say candy because I don't like to say gummies because people think that there's drugs in them. There's not.
Right.
I think
But
I'm here.
there you are. Yay!
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
The
I gotta
voice
finish.
out of the darkness.
Oh my gosh, I got to just finish the story about the NAD. So then he gave me these NAD gummies, and I took them, and I'm like, why am I so tired? Not remembering that years prior the NAD made me exhausted, and I'm eating them, and they're so yummy, and I'm like, these are going to be good for me, and I've just been tired. I'm like, oh no, something's wrong with me, and then I realized his NAD gummies hit me as fast as the shots. That's how powerful these sublingual um, vitamin gummies are. They are so powerful. It was just as it hit me just as hard as if I were giving myself an injection. So that's how great this line of vitamins are. And Rick, I gave you an introduction, so I'm just going to let you take it from here.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Kerri and Jenny. Thanks for the great introduction. I listened to the last half hour, Kerri, your amazing stories. And very glad to be here in front of everyone, and helping further Jenny's mission for better health and wellness, and really undiscover the truth of what's really happening out there. So I will get into this. I have about 25 minutes. And I think I may be on future shows as well, which is going to be great. I cannot wait. But yeah, my journey is I worked for, first of all, I live in Sun Valley, Idaho, and I love the Rocky Mountains. And um, I have been in health and wellness my whole life. I played college soccer, played semi-pro soccer in Europe, and always been looking for products to make me healthier, but also to help optimize me, right? Make just better quality of life and optimization, live longer, longevity. And I've been fortunate to partner with Dr. Fab Mancini. He is a world-renowned chiropractor, and he's actually the medical doctor for MAHA, which is Make America Healthy Again. And he's spearheading a number of different initiatives with the administration for, anti-pharma and for, products, natural products that can help reverse and end chronic diseases. And I spent myself the last 25 years working with big pharmaceutical companies, working with bioscience companies, making some of their processes or even some of their drugs more bioavailable into the body. About 3 years ago, I decided to take all that knowledge out of the pharmaceutical bioscience world and apply it into a nutraceutical, 100% all natural, drug free product lines that were clinically proven and evidence based. It's very rare to be able to do that and have the insight from the history of working with these pharmaceutical companies. And so that's what we have in this company. It's called Brain IQ Health. Partnered with Kerri, just partnered with Jenny to bring Brain IQ Health products into the masses. We're working with several, over 1,000 clinics. These are pain management clinics or weight loss clinics or med spas, even dentists that are looking for solutions, right, for create revenue for their clinics, but to get away from these dangerous pharmaceuticals. I mean, I think Jenny's show is amazing. The timing is perfect. I think we all understand this call, what we have, with the new administration, with the initiatives with RFK and Human Health Services to get rid of these pharmaceuticals, to expose these companies for what they are doing to, kids from day one when they're born all the way to, someone my age is on, and I'm not going to tell you my age, but someone my age is on 5 pharmaceutical drugs daily. That's the average, right? It's just insane. And so my approach has been to understand how pharmaceuticals work and create 6 different product lines as global categories, from weight loss, obesity, to cognitive focus, cognitive decline, that's Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, to better restorative sleep, to pain inflammation management, all these different to skincare and beauty, to create product lines that mimic how drugs work. We work in many cases the exact same way a drug works in the body. But what's amazing is 0 side effects. In fact, Kerri kind of teed me up for the GLP-1s. Our company, Brand IQ Health, has developed, I believe, the first in this country, a GLP-1 food that's all natural, that's safe, that mimics how the GLP-1 drug works. In fact, we have better results. It's 28 pounds, clinically proven. 28 pounds in 10 weeks versus 20 pounds from a GLP-1. We're half the cost of what a shot costs. And more importantly, in the fast melts that we make, these are called fast melts. They're gourmet caramels and gummies. They're sugar-free. The gummies are vegan, and they work on the satiety effect, the same chemical called leptin in your brain that the GLP-1, the semaglutide, tirzepatide, and risuetride work on. We work the exact same way, and we work on thermogenic fat burning calories in your body day and night, and we actually shrink your fat cells and burn white and brown adipose fat. But what we've also done is recognize there's it's staggering, and Kerri's heard me talk about this. There's 14 million Americans that are legally cannot even take the GLP-1 drugs per their employer. Like every U.S. airline pilot, whether it's United, Southwest, Spirit, whatever you choose, they are not allowed by their employers to take GLP-1 shots. Same thing with truck drivers, because the evidence is out there of permanent vision issues. 10% of the people using the shots have developed macular degeneration, irreversible vision issues. I'm working with the Cleveland Clinic as an example. There's studies coming out that they've done over the last year now of a number of percentage of people that have developed full-blown pancreatic cancer because of the GLP-1s. These shots are dangerous. They have serious side effects, and now these results are coming out. And so we actually put ingredients in the fast melts, not just for weight loss and weight management, but ingredients that counteract the drug side effects. So nausea, vomiting, even the vision issues, we have ingredients that are clinically proven to counteract these drug side effects. So super excited to offer that to people around the United States who want weight loss, but safe, evidence-based weight loss, that they don't have to use the drugs, or if they're on the drugs, they can use these to actually counteract those negative and dangerous side effects. So that's our flagship product. Kerri, Jenny, would you like me to go over maybe cognitive function or pain
Yes.
inflammation management?
Jenny, I
Yeah,
think
real
both.
quickly though,
Yes.
Rick. Yeah,
Go ahead.
both would be great. Real quickly, Rick, I have a question for you. You said GOP-1. That's basically the semaglutide, the Ozempic, all that stuff, right?
Well, those are individual trade names by 3 of the 3 pharmaceutical companies that make those. GLP-1 is actually stands for glucagon like peptide. That's what GLP stands for. It's really a process in your body that happens. The drug companies have done such an, one thing drug companies do, they definitely market well, right? They spend billions of dollars in these TV commercials of all these people running around happy in the parade, smiling. It's exact opposite. But they've made GLP-1 such a household name that I use the term GLP-1 fast melt so that people understand that we work just like them.
So now, is this the one? Did you say it helps counteract those side effects? The vision, the pancreatic issues. Your gummies counteract what people maybe have already been taking. Like, so say if somebody's taking Ozempic, right? They go to your product. It's going to help counteract those issues.
It'll help counteract many of those issues. So when people lose weight on these drugs, right? Probably everyone's heard the term Ozempic face. You cannot expect to lose 25% of your body weight in 10 weeks and think your body's going to look the same. It will not. Your face will not look the same. So there's something called Ozempic face out there. So what we've done with the fast melts is added dietary fiber and protein in every piece, so that when people lose weight, the first thing they lose, unfortunately, is lean muscle mass. You're not losing fat. You lose lean muscle mass first. So then there's people have to buy protein, they have to buy dietary, all this other expenses. We've added those in every single GLP-1 fast melts. Jenny, we've also added NAD. So many of these people know what NAD is in the call. There's a precursor called NMN. That is a beauty ingredient and it's a cellular energy ingredient. So we're helping you restore some of the skin elasticity in your face and your body through the NAD, besides in addition to the protein, in addition to the dietary fiber. And we've added the blend of B complex vitamins and something called capsaicin, which is a blend of 9 different carotenoids that are clinically proven, not studied or trialed, clinically proven to protect your eyes from blue light. So this is a multifunctional, safe, clinically proven weight loss fast melts that sublingual absorption. You just chew it and it goes directly in your bloodstream. These are not edibles. Yeah, no one in the United States has anything close to this, and they help with the vomiting, the nausea, even the diarrhea that's associated with the GLP-1s, and it helps with the vision issues. Obviously, we're not putting anything to help with pancreatic cancer because that would be a drug, but all these other side effects and future ones, absolutely we're addressing.
I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, go ahead and go into the other ones that you wanted to talk about. I just had that question. Thank you,
Yeah,
Rick.
and so we've created something called the Brain IQ product line. That's the name of our company, but we have a product line, Brain IQ, and that is of a drink called the Goated drink. We have sugar-free vegan gummies. All of our gummies, whether they're the Dream Sleep gummies, the Brain IQ gummies, the GLP-1 gummies, the NAD gummies, they're all sugar-free and vegan, which is very hard to do. We use allulose as our sweetener, which is amazing. It's the number one out there in the country, and they're vegan. So they're pectin based, so they do not melt and they taste amazing. But this was developed, again, my experience in the pharmaceutical world. I developed Brain IQ in the drink form, so it's absorbed into the bloodstream quickly. I did it in a capsule form you take at night with the dream sleep, so you're restoring your brain with all these ingredients. And in the gummy form, which Kerri likes, she likes to drink in the gummies to
I do.
replace Adderall. Adderall is a $2 billion annual market. Adderall is used for ADHD. It's used for attention deficit disorders. That's originally was created for. Right now, the number one. I think your audience will love this, Jenny. The the number one demographic of people using Adderall are not college students. It's housewives. They take Adderall and they can go 12 hours and they can pay the bills and clean the house and go buy the groceries and take the kids to soccer practice. And I mean, that's the number one usage right now. But dangerous side effects, right? And so I created the Brain IQ. It has 4 clinically proven brain nutrients, a choline and acetylcholine. These open up the pathways to your brain so you get more blood, and therefore more oxygen into the brain. They make your synapses fire faster, so you think quicker. You think quicker. It is also for short-term, long-term memory support and for long haul COVID. We put NAD in the Brain IQ gummies and the Brain IQ drink and the capsules as well, because I think NAD should be in every product out there for the cellular and the beauty benefits. And then we put capsaicin again, which is the blend of carotenoids. For people who don't know, on this called carotenoids are the fruit and vegetable pigments. For example, like that beautiful, vibrant beet powder, that's a carotenoid. So, they all have vision, this brain health and vision health and recovery with branched chain amino acids. Again, it's a multifunctional line of drinks, capsules, and gummies. We have chaga mushroom, lion's mane, the brain nutrients, all in the capsule form. So I'm very proud of this. It works. The number one usage of the drink right now is drug addiction companies using it because it increases your dopamine level 2x. Jenny, that's crazy because dopamine is your happy neurotransmitter. You get dopamine releases from working out, for example, for some or another physical activities. You actually increase your dopamine level with the drinks, and we're finding drug addiction companies are using it to replace people on drugs. I was just with Kerri in Clearwater, Florida last week. We met with a multi-million-dollar group that told me the number one killer in the United States for people over 50 now, it used to be heart attacks, it used to be strokes. The number one killer in this country for people over 50 is opioids, are opioids. It's
Wow.
staggering, right? And all these, just real quick, 30 seconds, you hear all these stories every day, these mass shootings, that guy, in Walmart, and then this happened and this happened. He told me that this is because these drug companies are now mixing fentanyl with Xanax, right? They're starting to now mix to make stronger drugs for people to get more addicted to, so they can never get off of them. And that they've done autopsies on these people, and every single one has had that compound, that two mix of drugs in their bodies, that they believe that's the cause of a lot of the cause of this. So the brain IQ is incredible. It increases the dopamine level. It gives you the brain nutrients. It gives you the vision support in great tasting sugar-free vegan gummies and the drink. And I'll just talk about the NAD real quick, because NAD is a fountain of youth. Like, I really believe for the next 10 years, you're going to hear about NAD as it's a cellular energy. So it goes into your cells and basically erases the pollutants that you've been accumulating in your body since the day you were born. That's what NAD does. It's a cellular energy. It restores ATP in your cells, which is your natural energy source. These people are caffeinated all day off of, fake caffeine energy drinks. Natural, when you wake up, your natural energy is created by ATP in your cells. The NAD feeds that ATP and helps erase those pollutants. I mean, we're exposed to pollutants in the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the plastic packaging our food comes in. It is unbelievable. And then it's got beauty ingredients for wrinkles. I mean, it is used to be found in our foods, but our foods are being stripped out of all the minerals and out of all the soil and being processed. And so now people have been going to gyms, and they're paying $300 to $500 for a 500 milligram shot or IV of NAD that goes into your body. Our bag of NAD has 3,000 milligrams. There's 30 pieces. It's 100 milligrams per piece, plus resveratrol, plus red Korean ginseng. Everything is 3,000 milligrams for $49 versus, so two bags would be less than $100, where you're going to you get 6,000 milligrams with two bags with about the same absorption rate versus $500 for a 2-hour drip IV. That's why we're seeing such success, because we've really in this company have taken drugs and we've replicated them and put them into great tasting, safe, clinically proven products like the ones I mentioned, plus the sleep, that help people truly live better, safer, save a lot of money, and that's what this mission is, and Kerri's a big part of it. And we're taking it, every week. I'm with Dr. Fab on another TV show, or going to another trade show, educating doctors, educating the public about what there's some really good safe alternatives out there.
I love this because we just had John Baxter on, and he's on every week too with what he's doing with his frequencies. And there are so many people that are looking for the alternative. So everybody, I highly encourage you. Kerri's website is on there, and the code is on there, as well as Rick's. It's at the bottom of the wall. Check it out. I'm sitting here looking at Rick's website right now. This is amazing stuff. This is what we're coming into, everybody. So we're ahead of the game, right? And so many people don't even know about this. They don't know about John Baxter. He's like a needle in a haystack. I always say that. Many people don't know Kerri's Pain to Purpose. And then, Rick right here, he's got something totally alternative than the norm, the pharmaceuticals, right? So I have a question for you, Rick. Rick, I think there's somebody here, Heidi Gomez. She has a question. I don't know if it's for you or for Kerri, but do you guys have a minute to take it?
Sure.
Yep.
All right, Heidi, you have a question. I don't know if it's for Kerri or Rick or both, but go ahead. Your mic is unmuted.
I did not mean to touch the button.
Oh, okay, no worries.
I just like listening, and you guys are amazing.
Thank you, Heidi. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all right now.
Thank you, Heidi.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Rick. You had your mic open. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh, no, that was, I just wanted to please check out the website, look at the products. All of our clinicals are on there. Everything is listed, right? We're proud of what we're doing. You can see the protocols. Everything is there. And just really excited to be able to share this with you on your amazing platform, and to be sharing this with Kerri across the country.
It's amazing. And if people use the link that you put up, they get a discount. So if you just go to the Brain IQ website on your own, you won't get the discount. So the discount is already in that link that you put up, Jenny. And there's one more thing. I know we have just like literally 3 minutes. If you could tell them about the pain roll on. If you've got pain, you roll this thing on and it's gone within 30 seconds. Can you just, because a lot of people have pain, back pain, soreness, and this stuff is amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Kerri. So I spent 3 years up in Canada understanding cannabinoid health. So we have a hemp-based roll-on that the active is 2,400 milligrams of hemp. Hemp feeds your endocannabinoid system. If I encourage everyone to go on the Google and Google endocannabinoid system. Every single human, every single animal has one. What's astounding is it wasn't even discovered until 1985. Think about that. We have a respiratory system and all these different systems since mankind, since the day the first human walked this earth. And it took that long to discover the endocannabinoid system, because it regulates your pain and pleasure in your body. Pharmaceutical companies have wanted to keep this a secret for forever, so they are on drugs for pain. So this pain relief roll-on, it actually has an FDA claim for pain relief on the roll-on label. It's 2,400 milligrams of hemp. We put arnica oil, neem oil, eucalyptus, menthol, spearmint, peppermint, lemongrass. There's 11 bioactive ingredients. This thing works in 30 seconds. You roll it on lower back, shoulder, knee. I'm still actively playing soccer every like 2 or 3 times a week. I use it. It's pain relief. We call it the pain eraser. And you just roll it on with all those other benefits of the neem and eucalyptus and the arnica. And literally it works in 30 seconds. It's probably the best. I love all these products. I made every single one. I formulated every one. But if I had to pick one, it would always be the pain relief.
So everybody, his website's right there on the wall. It's brainiqhealth.com, and TROA to get your discount. TROA stands for the Revival of America. So you guys, they're really working with us and giving us some discounts, because they know people out there want the alternative, right? I.e. John, i.e., Kerri for the skincare. And there's going to be more and more of these people coming in line with this, whether, from our food to our clothing to the water we drink. So we're getting ahead of it, everybody. And this is just going to be a continual thing, me bringing people like Kerri and Rick on here. So we're ahead of the game, everybody. Just check out their stuff. And they're Kerri, Kerri's going to be a regular. Rick's going to be a regular. So if you guys have questions, are you guys good to? I know Kerri, you're good to come back next Wednesday. What about you, Rick?
Yes, I can absolutely love to.
And
Awesome.
you said you're Mountain Standard Time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you, Kerri? Yeah, why don't you text me his contact information so we
Absolutely. I'll
can?
put you guys on a text together.
Yeah, and then that way I can give you some times and we'll see which works best for you. And Kerri, you just want to stick to the 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you right
I,
now?
sure, I can do whatever is good for you and everyone listening. I'm good. I'll make it work. I can move things around as long as we do it, a little in advance. I can move things.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. All right,
Awesome.
guys. Well, thank you
Okay.
guys so much for being here. What a great show. I mean, this is just perfect. You came right in after John and this is amazing. Just
Awesome.
shows you where we are going in the world, everybody. So with that, we'll talk to you guys. Come back tomorrow. We have Sheriff Mack. He'll be on with us at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then we have Captain Kyle and Dallas on Wednesday. And then Beverly Williams will be with us on Friday to tell us her story and her movie that's coming out about being falsely charged with the Biden regime and sentenced to 41 months in prison, but Trump pardoned her. So God bless him. So Kerri, God bless you. Thank you for being here, sweetie. And Rick, it was
God
nice
bless.
meeting you and looking forward to this new adventure. God bless you
Awesome.
guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.